Hi children, good morning. I welcome you all to today's video class. In today's video class, you are going to learn two important concepts of adjectives. What are those two important concepts? First one, order of adjectives. Order of adjectives. Second one is degrees of comparison. What does order of adjectives mean? Sometimes it may happen that you are forced to, or you may like to use more than one adjectives before a noun. Sometimes you may use more than one adjective before a noun. Normally, we never use more than three adjectives before a noun. We can use three adjectives before a noun. If it is so, we have to follow some order. Adjectives should be used in such orders only. That order is called a order of adjectives. We cannot use as we wish the adjectives in such a way. So we have to follow certain order when we use more than one adjectives before a noun. Normally determiners like a and some, any, they may be used in the beginning of a sentence or just before the noun. Then they may be followed by other adjectives. Okay, for easy remembrance or for to help you to remember the order of adjectives, here I have given you a formula like word. A formula like word. If you remember this word, each letter of this word stands for one kind of adjectives. Okay children, each letter of this word represents one kind of adjectives. Q stands for quantity. Adjectives of quantity should be used first. Then O, it stands for opinion. Adjectives connected with the opinion, that should be used in the second position. Then in the third position, yes, size. Adjective stands for size, or adjectives used to refer to size should be used in the third position. And then in the fourth position, age. Adjectives that stands for age should be used in this place. Then it should be followed by adjectives stands for shape, or adjectives that refers to shape should be used here. Then it should be followed by adjective stands for color, or adjectives of color should be used. Then it should be followed by adjectives of origin. Adjectives that stands for origin should be used here. Then it should be followed by material. Adjectives of material should be used next. Then it should be followed by adjectives of purpose. There may be one or two changes in the order, but normally grammarians recommends this order to be followed. So when we use more than two or three adjectives before a noun, when we use more than two or three adjectives before a noun, we are supposed to follow this order. I have given here some example sentences. Kindly go through these sentences. I carried a very small black suitcase. See here, I subject, carried verb, article, very adverb, small is an adjective, black is an adjective. Okay, so we use all these adjectives in such an order before the noun suitcase. Okay, fine children. See the second example. They have some old French paintings. They have some old French paintings. In the second sentence, they subject, have verb, some quantifier, old adjective, French proper adjectives used before paintings. Okay, fine. Come to the third exercise. She was wearing a new red silk dress. She was wearing a new red silk dress. Here you can find the various adjectives used in the same order. See, she subject, was wearing verb, then a article, new adjective, red color adjectives, silk also a proper adjectives. Okay, material, fine. So they are used before the noun dress. In the fourth example, we bought a new round kitchen table. We bought a new round kitchen table. In the sentence, we subject, bought verb, article, new adjective, round adjective, and kitchen table. Before these we use these adjectives. Okay, so in this way, children, one thing you have to keep in your mind, whenever you use more than one adjectives before a noun, you have to follow this order. Okay, there should not be any deviation in the order. Next, what you are going to learn? Next, I am going to teach you degrees of comparison. Okay. Degrees of comparison. What you mean by degree, and how it is to be used, what are all the kinds of degrees, everything I am going to explain to you one by one with good examples. Every adjectives and adverb, every adjective and adverb can be written in one of the following 3 degrees. Every adjective and adverb, every adjective and adverb is used in degree to make comparison. Okay, to make comparison, or if you want to compare any 2 objects, or if you want to compare any 2 qualities, there you have to use adjectives in different degrees. So adjectives takes different degrees. In the same way, adverbs also takes different degrees. Degrees in the sense, or degrees represents, see the form. Yes, they take different forms. Adjectives takes different forms. Adverbs also take different forms. These forms are nothing but degrees. So we have 3 degrees. So adjectives take any one of these forms when it is used before a noun in a sentence. To begin with, positive degree. To begin with, positive degree. What do you mean by positive degree? Or it stands for what? This offers no comparison. This positive degree offers no comparison. Offers no comparison. This positive degree just tell us the quality of the noun that it describes. So this offers no comparison. It just tell us about the existence of a quality. It is the base form of adjective. Okay, children. So positive degree is the base form of adjective. Base form of adjective. It just tell us the existence of a quality. What quality the noun has? See, slow, beautiful, slow, beautiful. Rose is a beautiful flower. Rose is a beautiful flower. He is a happy man. I am happy today. It's a slow passenger train. Okay, in the same way, he walks slowly. He laughs beautifully. The child smiles beautifully. In this way, adjectives as well as adverb can be used in the base form, that is called a positive degree. Base form of an adjective, base form of an adverb is called a positive degree. It offers no comparison. It just tells us the existence of quality. So this is also called the base form of adjectives. Slow, beautiful, happy. See, all these 3 are adjectives. I like to write sentences for these adjectives. It is a slow passenger train. It is a slow passenger train. Okay. Then Rose is a beautiful flower. Rose is a beautiful flower. It is a statue. It is a statue of Happy Prince. It is a statue of Happy Prince. Okay, fine. So in this way, positive degree of adjectives are called base forms of adjectives. It is a base form of adjectives. It offers no comparison. It just tells us about the existence of a quality. Okay, children, very nice. Next, let me explain comparative degree. What do you mean by comparative degree, and what is the difference between positive and comparative degree? You should know the difference also. Comparative degree, when you compare, see, when you compare the quality of two objects, this compares two things to show which has lesser or greater degree of quality. So, comparative degree. Comparative degree. It offers comparison. It offers comparison. So here comparison is made between two objects. Comparison is made between two things or two objects. It also shows which has lesser or greater degree of quality. Which one has lesser or greater degree of quality. So comparative forms of adjectives. Comparative forms of adjectives are formed by adding the suffix er to the base adjective, to the base form of adjective. For example, tall, yeah, taller, thin, thinner. Okay, so when adjectives has single or monosyllabic word, you can add er. For example, bright, brighter, bright, brighter. So in this way, you can give more example for this comparative form. Normally, the comparative form of adjectives are derived by adding er to the base form of adjective. We can add er to the base form of adjectives. By doing, we can get comparative form of adjectives. When we want to compare two things, we use this comparative form only when we want to compare two things or group of things. We use this comparative degree. The comparative degree is formed, as I told you, by adding er to the base of adjectives, base form of adjectives. Okay, see, here I have given you example tall, taller. See, let me write sentences. Kannan is taller than Gopal. Kannan is taller than Gopal. Here we compare the height of Kannan with the height of Gopal. And you are going to say the height of Kannan is higher than the height of Gopal. So the sentence looks like this: Kannan is taller than Gopal. See, taller is a comparative form of adjective. It is in comparative degree. How you get? By adding er to the base form of adjective tall. Okay, fine. Then suppose if a word, if an adjective is more than two syllables, for such words you have to make comparative form by taking more before such adjectives. For example, beautiful. Beautiful. See, Rose is more beautiful than Lotus. See, go through the sentence. Rose is more beautiful than Lotus. So when an adjective has more than two syllables, then we have to form comparative degree by taking more before such adjectives. So more beautiful. So where we will use children comparative degree? To compare two things. So when we want to compare two things or group of things, we use this comparative degree. The comparative degree is formed by adding er to the base adjectives or adding more before an adjective. Okay, sun is brighter than the moon. One more example I would like to give. The sun is brighter than the moon. Okay, the sun is brighter than the moon. Here we compare the brightness of the sun with the brightness of the moon. Okay, and in this way comparative degrees are used for comparison. Okay children, then next third one is superlative degree. How superlative degrees are formed, how they are used in the sentences. I will first let me explain what is superlative degree, then I will explain you how it is formed, then I will explain you how it is used in the sentence. We use superlative degree to compare more than two, that is 3 or more nouns. Keep it in your mind children. We use superlative degree. See, superlative degree. We use this superlative degree to compare 3 or more than 3 nouns. This compares more than 2 things to show which has the least or the greatest degree of quantity. A very important thing, when we compare more than 2 or 3 objects to show which has the least quality, which has the least or which has the greatest degree of the quality. So least or greatest. So when comparison is made amidst more than 2 or 3 objects, when we want to show the least quality of among all and the greatest degree of quality, then we have to go for superlative degree. The superlative degree is formed by adding est to the base form of adjectives. This superlative degree is formed by adding tall, tallest. Okay, tall, comparative form taller, superlative form tallest, clever, cleverer, then superlative form cleverest. In this way comparative form is formed by adding er to the base form of adjective. Superlative degree is formed by adding est to the base form of adjective. Where we will use this superlative degree? Yeah, we have to use this superlative degree when we made comparison amidst or more than 2. Okay, in such a case we want to know which has the least quality or which has the highest degree of quality. Okay, fine children. How these superlative degrees are formed? By adding est to the base form of adjectives. Suppose if an adjective has more than 2 syllables, then we have to add most before such an adjective. See, most beautiful, most beautiful, most difficult. Okay, so when an adjective has more than 2 syllables, we have to form superlative degree by adding est or most before the superlative. Most beautiful. See, I will give you an example. The lotus is the most beautiful flower in the world. The lotus is the most beautiful flower in the world. Okay, suppose how will you use tall? See, Kannan is the tallest boy in the class. Here the height of Kannan is compared with the height of all other students in the class. Very important. The height of Kannan is compared with the height of all other children in the class, and you are going to say that Kannan is the only tallest boy in the class. That is the significance of the superlative degree. Here comparison is made between 3 or more than 3, and you are going to say which has the highest degree of quality. Okay, see, sun is the brightest star in the sky. The sun is the brightest star in the sky. Kala is the cleverest girl in the class. Kala is the cleverest girl in the class. Tiger is the most ferocious animal. Tiger is the most ferocious animal. In all these sentences, I use the superlative degree of adjectives. Let me repeat everything. See, what are all the degrees? Degrees are nothing but the forms of adjectives. We use different forms of adjectives for comparison. These adjectives and adverbs have three forms. Positive form, it is called a positive degree. Comparative form, it is comparative degree. Superlative form, it is called a superlative degree. This positive form has no form, offer no comparison. It just tells us the existence of a quality. It shows the basic quality of an adjective. Comparative forms are used to compare the quality of any two objects or two persons. This comparative degree is formed by adding er to the base or root word of adjectives, or we can add more before such adjectives. Okay. Then superlative degree. Superlative degree of an adjective is formed by adding est to the base form of adjectives, or you can take most before the base form of adjectives to form the superlative degree. Comparative degree is used when we compare two objects. Superlative degree is used when we compare more than three or more than three. And we are also going to say which one has the least quality or which one has the highest quality. Okay, fine. Then forming comparative and superlative degree. Here we have to follow some basic principles. Let me give you all the rules and principles how these formations is done. See, strong, stronger, strongest, strong, stronger, strongest, thin, thinner, thinnest. See how these comparative and superlative degrees are formed. Listen to me very carefully. See, famous, famous, more famous, and most famous, most famous, more famous, most famous. Then see, bad, worse, worst, bad, worse, worst. Okay. Then good, better, best, good, better, best, good, better, best, fast, faster, fastest, fast, faster, fastest. See, here I have given some selected adjectives. These adjectives are mostly taken from your grammar books, that is Collins English Grammar, which is prescribed for you. I have selected these adjectives from your textbook, and I have given here all the forms of these adjectives also. So I want you to know how these forms are formed. See, the first one are base form of adjectives. They are said to be in positive degree, and the second one is said to be in the comparative degree, and the third one is said to be in the superlative degree. See, strong, stronger, strongest, monosyllabic word. Thin, thinner, thinnest. Suppose when the last letter is preceded by a vowel, see here I is there, then the last consonant will be doubled. That's a rule you have to know. See, thin, the last letter C, last letter is N, it is preceded by a vowel I, therefore the last vowel, see the last consonant is doubled here. Thinner, thinnest. See, famous, so more famous, most famous. And then bad, worse, worst. There are some adjectives, totally they have different words in the comparative and in the superlative forms. You should be aware of such words. Okay, fine. Good, better, best, and fast, faster, fastest. Now I will give you all the rules and the regulations, how these comparatives are formed, how these superlatives are formed. Okay. See, rule 1. P stands for positive, C stands for comparative, S stands for superlative. Okay. First I will write all the words in the positive form: bold, clever, deep, great, high, kind, old, and rich. See, when you pronounce these words, you have to pronounce properly. So you have to follow the pronunciation of our teacher. Okay, whenever you have vowel at the end position of a word, whenever you have vowel in the beginning or in the front of the word, you have to pronounce the words as it is. Okay, you better follow my pronunciation: bold, clever, deep, great, high, kind, old, rich. Bold, bolder, comparative form. Superlative form, boldest. Okay, clever, cleverer. See, clever, cleverer, cleverest. So we add ER to the comparative and EST to the superlative. Deep, deeper, deepest. Then great, greater, greatest. Greater, greatest. Then high, higher, highest. Kind, kinder, kindest. Kind, kinder, kindest. Old, older, oldest. You can also use elder. Okay, when you talk about the age of a person, there you have to use old. He is an old man. I am a young teacher. He is an old man. Older, oldest. But when you talk about the seniority, then there you have to use elder, eldest. Okay, very important. Occurrence, see, hierarchically you have to use such a word. Older, maybe when you talk about age. Okay, fine. See, old, older, oldest. And it can also be used to refer to the buildings also. This is the oldest building. Okay, fine. Rich, richer, and richest. Rich, richer, and richest. Small, smaller, smallest. Sweet, sweeter, sweetest. Strong, stronger, strongest. Tall, taller, tallest. Thick, thicker, thickest. Weak, weaker, weakest. Young, younger, youngest. See, small. Just I will write these words alone. Sweet. See, sweet, strong, tall, thick, then weak, young, thick, weak, young. Okay, children, for all these words, you can try comparative as well as superlative forms. Okay, right. Small, sweet, strong, tall, thick, weak, and young. So this is the first rule. Here we have to add ER to the comparative and EST to the superlative. And then second rule. What second rule says? How comparative and superlative forms of such adjectives are formed? Let me explain. Okay, fine. I will give you list of such words. Rule number 2. Rule 2. Here P stands for positive, C stands for comparative, S stands for superlative. Able, and then brave, fine. Able, brave, fine, large. Then noble, true, wise, and then white. Wise and white. See, in all these cases, when the positive end in E, only R and ST, not ER and EST. Okay, children. So when a positive degree, when a positive form of an adjective end in the letter E, When the positive form of an adjective end in the letter E, then you have to add R alone in the comparative form and ST alone in the superlative form. Okay. So, able, abler. Then ablest. Brave, braver, bravest. Brave, braver, bravest. Fine, finer, finest. Okay. Large, larger, largest. Large, larger, largest. Noble, nobler, noblest. Noble, nobler, noblest. And then see true, truer, truest. True, truer, truest. Wise, wiser, wisest. Wise, wiser, wisest. White, whiter, whitest. White, whiter, whitest. Okay, in this way, comparative forms of adjectives are formed by adding R to the base form and ST to the base form when adjectives end in E. Second rule. Then let me explain the third rule of adjectives. In the third rule, how comparative forms are formed and how superlatives are formed from the base form of adjectives. Let me explain rule 3. Okay, rule number 3. Here I will give you list of adjectives. See big, P positive, C comparative, S superlative. Big, then fat, big fat, hot, red, sad, thin, then okay, see I have given here some list of adjectives. Here what end in consonant, all these words end in the consonant letter, but they are all preceded by a vowel letter. See G, T, T, D, D, N, but they are preceded by vowel letter. Here I, A, O, E, A, I. You know that vowel letters A, E, I, O, U. Okay, fine. All these 5 letters are called vowel letters, and when these letters precede a consonant letter in a word, then how comparatives are formed? Only by doubling the consonant. End in consonant preceded by short vowel. See, big, bigger. The last consonant is doubled. Biggest, bigger, biggest. Fat, fatter, fattest. Okay. Then hot, hotter, hottest. Hot, hotter, hottest. Red, redder, reddest. See. Sad, sadder, saddest. Sad, sadder, saddest. Thin, thinner, thinnest. Okay. Thin, thinner, thinnest. So in this way, here which rule you have to follow? When the last letter of an adjective is a consonant and when it is preceded by a vowel, then the last consonant will get doubled in comparative and superlative. Then when a positive end in Y and Y is preceded by a consonant, the Y is changed into I, then we have to add ER and EST. That is rule 4. I will give you some example also. Rule number 4, C, P, C, S, dry, dry. Okay. Then happy, 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 dry, happy, heavy, heavy, heavy. Then pretty, pretty, merry, pretty, merry. Not marry, it should be pronounced as merry. Wealthy, wealthy. Okay children, look here. This comes under rule number 4. Here what will change or how comparative forms are formed and how superlatives are formed. Let me explain. See, when the adjective base form of an adjective ends in Y, then in the comparative form it should be changed into I, then we have to add ER. In the superlative we have to add EST. Dry, drier, driest. Happy, happier, happiest. Happy, happier, happiest. then heavy, heavier, heaviest, heavy, heavier, heaviest, then pretty, prettier, prettiest, prettier, prettiest, okay, and then merry, merrier, merriest, merry, merrier, merriest, then wealthy, wealthier, and then wealthiest, okay. So here you have to notice the changes. When an adjective end in y, it should be changed into I, then you have to add er in the comparative, then it should be changed into I, then you have to add est. This is the rules. More than one syllable form comparatives by using the adverbs more than, see, with positive and the most before comparative. So such types of adjectives also there. I will give you the list of such adjectives. Beautiful. See, more than one syllable, more than one syllable. See, careful, careful, beautiful, careful, courageous, courageous. See, courageous, then difficult, industrious, courageous, difficult, industrious, then intelligent, intelligent, pleasant, splendid. See, here I have given you some list of adjectives. All these adjectives have more than one syllable, okay. When these adjectives have such types of syllables, they get its comparative form by taking more with the adjectives and most for superlative forms. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Careful, more careful, most careful. Courageous, more courageous, most courageous. Difficult, more difficult than most difficult. Industrious, more industrious and most industrious. Intelligent, more intelligent, most intelligent. Pleasant, more pleasant, most pleasant. Splendid, more splendid and most splendid. So in this way, when an adjective have more than one syllable, comparative forms are formed by taking more with the positive form and most for superlative form. And then irregular comparisons, I will give you a list of such adjectives also. They are totally irregular. It means they have different forms in the comparative and other forms in the superlative. So you should be aware of all such words, children. See, bad. Then I will give you a list of such words. Then for, bad. For, then girt, ill, late, ill, little, then much. They are the base form of adjectives. Many, then old. Okay, fine. See, they have totally different forms in comparative and also different forms in the superlative. Therefore, they are called irregular comparisons. The grammatical glossary for such types of adjectives are called irregular. Bird, worse, worst. Bad, worse, superlative, worst. Okay, bad, worse, worst. Far, farther, farthest. When you talk about the distance, you can use it. It is far off. Okay. Good, better, best. Good, better, best. Late, later, latest. But see here, L-A-T-E or it's a different meaning. L-A-T-T-E-R is different meaning. Late, later, latest. Okay, fine. Ill, worse, worst. Like bird. Okay. Like little. Do you know what is the comparative form for little? Less. Superlative form is least. Little, less, least. Okay. So this is comparative form and this is superlative form. Much, more, most. Much, more, and then most. Then see, many also. More, most. So much is used before uncountable noun. Many is used before countable nouns. Old, older, elder, both are used. See, when you talk about the age of a building, age of a person, there you can use older. Okay, fine. Old, older, oldest, older. Then superlative form, oldest and eldest. Oldest and eldest. And more than that, when you talk about the family members, then you can use the word eldest. He is the eldest in our family. But you will never say he is the oldest in our family. When you talk about the members of the society, there you can use oldest. Okay, fine. In this way, comparative and superlative forms are normally derived from the base form of the adjectives. Okay, children. Now let me give you the assignment and homework for related to this chapter. Okay, children. Let me continue. See, in your textbook, turn to the page number 24. There you can see a column. Watch out. What they have given, where you have to use or where you have to avoid double comparison. He is more better than you, or he is more better than you are. That's wrong. He is better than you, not more better than you. In this way, they have given list of some adjectives. So you have to avoid all such things. So based on the exercises and the things what we have discussed in today's video class, you have to work out all the exercises which has been given in the page number 25. See F page number, I will write it on the board. The exercises page number 25. Page number 25 and 26. Exercise number F. What are all the exercises they are given? See, F, fill in the blanks with the comparative form of the given adjectives. Then G. What is given there? Complete the following sentences using the appropriate degree of comparison of the given adjectives. Okay, that's all. These two only. So at the page number 25, these two Roman letters they have given, and under this Roman you can find some examples and exercises also. You are supposed to solve all the exercises based on the things what you have learned in today's class. Okay, children, if you have any doubts, just to mark it in your textbook, then we will discuss it in the forthcoming classes. Okay, thank you, children. Have a nice day.